This week on Humpcast, Feliz Cinco de Mayo, bitches! How are you dealing with Infinity War? Ant-Man and the Wasp drop a new trailer. Would you choose your own adventure on a movie? And Kanye wants to make America great again. How about you? You're listening to Humpcast. Yeah! Welcome to Humpcast, everybody, the show where a couple of buds get buzzed and drink tequila with you as we commemorate the Mexican Army's unlikely victory over the French Empire at the Battle of Puebla on May 5th, 1862. My name is Garrett Lee.
I'm Ryan D.
And today, we have a very special episode of Humpcast because it is our Cinco de Mayo episode.
Hey,
Yes! Woo! And we have a very special guest today, of course. He is returning to Humpcast. If you are watching live, you can see he's right here. This is our friend El Humpcastro. El Humpcastro, say hola. Hola, bitches!
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Where's the tequila? Let's do this.
Yeah, dude. So, as is typical Humpcast tradition, we're going to start off every episode with an alcoholic beverage of some sort. Today is no different, of course. And it's actually a little bit special because we're going a little bit different. Ryan D has nothing in front of him.
No.
But he will real quick. So, first we're going to start off with some shots. And now I'm going to get some good stuff right here. This is Don Julio Añejo Tequila.
Well, I had to wait for you on the porch, and that's why I drank my beer.
Yeah, he brought one emergency beer, and it was an emergency.
It was a pocket beer.
It was a pocket beer. Nice. And so, do you prefer red or blue?
Blue.
Blue it is. Billy. There you go, bro. I got you some pre-cut limes right there.
There we go. Pre-cum lives.
Pre-cum limes. And then the wedges are for the shots, and then the big ones I'm going to make for a drink.
All right.
Let's go ahead and top over
It's been a while since I had tequila.
it. Yeah?
Yeah. I'm getting into tequila now.
Yeah?
Yeah, like I actually, like if normally when I go to a bar, if I want to catch a buzz real quick, I'll get they call it the Boilermaker. Just a shot in a beer, right?
Exactly.
So
and that's actually precursor to what I'm going to be making later on. But
yeah, so I usually just get Jack Daniels in a beer, but like but of late I've been cool with some Patron or something. Patron makes me dance.
Yeah, I've seen Ryan dance. This is his dancing.
Yeah,
this is like,
I get fucking wasted. Well, you know, and Vicky's parents, you know, they always have fucking what's the big bottle, the big blue bottle,
blue one, a Coralejo.
Yeah. So they always have that. So I'll just then they always pour shots of that and like Patron at their parties and stuff. And it's like 6 shots in, I'm dancing with her mom.
I find that a little bit interesting, to be honest, because different families have different tequilas that they kind of stick with. I feel like Coralejo is one that I've seen across the board. One that I really enjoy, and it's also not expensive, is Centenario. Have you seen that one? It has like the ribbed bottle.
Mm-mm.
It's kind of clear.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
It has like an angel or something on it.
All right, let's do this.
Let's do it. So you get your
Cinco de
line.
Drinko.
Salud, bro. And salud to you, our listeners and watchers.
Ooh. Got a bite. Got a little bite there.
Yeah, a little bite for a little bitch.
Woo.
No, I love tequila. That one's not bad at all.
That's
However,
pretty good.
Somebody already shouted out in the board. There's no Tranquila? What?
That is the Trunkila, isn't it?
No, no. I don't keep Don
Wait,
Julio
who
in my trunk.
said Trunkila?
Amanda. She's like, oh no Tranquila.
Tranquila.
And if you're a listener or a watcher, you've known that I invented the hashtag Tranquila for a delicious yet affordable tequila that you keep in your trunk at all times because it's emergencies. Which leads me to my sipping drink, the drink that I'll be going with. First off, I'm going to bring out the base. And that is Kirkland's Añejo Tequila, also known as Tranquila.
There it is.
It is right here. It's actually the last of the bottle, so it's fitting that Cinco de Mayo will be the end of Tranquila. At least this bottle. I'm gonna go Costco and get some more later. But as Ryan D said earlier, Boilermakers, you have a shot, you have a beer. That's what's going in for this cocktail, a Cinco de Mayo cocktail made.
You're going to put tequila in the beer?
Yes. I'm going to make a tranquila and Modelo Negra Boilermaker with a little bit of lime and fresh orange juice from my tree.
Cool.
Boom. And then, of course, we could share if you want, because you'll enjoy it. If not, I'll just give you a fucking
Probably not.
Modelo. You want a Modelo?
How many do you have?
I have one more after this.
Then yes.
All right, hold on. I'm going to make it.
All right.
But first, how you doing, bro?
Okay. I'm broke. I'm not doing very well, actually.
I feel like every week it's just a different form of you saying that.
Well, this
You're
sounds
like,
really bad.
Yeah, I'm broke.
Like
So
if I don't
this
get
is
my
what I got.
unemployment this week, like I'm like royally fucked and I can't even pay rent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
hopefully
the state's on my side.
Is your plan still the same to just do comedy and collect unemployment eventually?
Well, if I
some
don't
point?
get unemployment, then no.
Yeah. Well, I mean, is there something that you need to get approved for, or what the fuck?
Yeah, well, I've been waiting and waiting and waiting. So they called me on Friday for like an interview. They call you for like an interview to like verify, and they ask you all these questions, and then they have to contact your employer to make sure that everything is like kind of adds up. Mm-hmm. And I'm not sure.
They're like, oh yeah, Ryan D. Yeah, we fired his ass for sleeping in the car.
Well, no one knows that, but I said I got fired.
The internet.
I said I got fired for tardiness, and so.
All right, fair enough.
And so if they went and they told them something different, then I don't know what that means. But as far as I know, I should be getting it this week. But
yeah, that'd be interesting. So they're not gonna be like, oh, approved or denied. You just either get a check or you don't get a check.
well, I got
because I've never filed for
It's not checks
or
it's,
whatever.
I mean, unemployment and disability now. You just get the debit card. They send you the one with the mountains on it. It's a Bank of America card, pretty much. It's a Visa card, and then they just refill it every week.
Oh, cool.
That's pretty much how it goes. That's how the state does it now.
All right.
But that's how how it was when I was on disability too. But I got a letter pretty much saying how much I was approved for.
Yeah.
And what I'll be getting, and then scheduling my interview appointment. So I already did all that. Now I'm just waiting.
So what's the interview appointment?
That's what I'm saying. That's when they call you, and then they like verify all the information that you put in to their website or whatever.
Get it?
And then they ask you all these like a series of questions and stuff about why you were fired and all that shit. But
they just didn't like me, and I was late. Sometimes.
But then they have to contact the employer. So after you say your fucking shit, then they, So that's why I don't know how that works. So if they tell them, if I say one thing and then the employer says something else, like, I don't know if that means I don't get approved or if what the fuck, but.
That's a good question. Well, I mean, I guess they'll cover that in the interview, no?
Well, they did that on Friday.
Like a new interview? No? They're not gonna, like, when they give you another.
I would think they would just send me a letter, and I haven't gotten anything.
Just saying,
yet.
you're full of shit.
Yeah, and I haven't gotten anything yet. So
I'm gonna give you money. Here, drink that.
Twist my arm.
Cheers.
I love Modelo Negro. Yeah, boy. But anyway, besides that, tonight's the Silver Dollar Saloon, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah, so if you're watching right now, of course, you can always head down to the Silver Dollar.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, you made this fucking prejudgy face. Fuck you. He's like, oh, wait, that's good.
That's pretty good.
Yes.
The orange juice makes it.
That's what I'm saying. And those oranges are from my tree in the back. I'm thinking about, too, getting a lime and a lemon tree and planting them across the street. That way it's kind of like a communal thing because I don't really have space here. But I always need like fresh limes and lemons, especially for drinks.
Oh, you added a Darth Vader helmet to your wall.
Yes, I did. And that's the painting I was talking about.
And it's crooked and very low, yes.
Okay, well, the thing was already there. The hole
you took
and
the
nail.
Kingdom Hearts geek shit off the wall.
No, they're over
they're
there.
still right there in the corner.
They are the keyblades.
You really need a decorator.
No, I'm the decorator. I just need time. I have keyblades in the corner. I have a Jack Skellington shredding as a painting on the wall, which I agree should be higher, but I didn't make that hole. I'm gonna make a new one, I guess. And then I've added a Darth Vader helmet onto my ninja swords, and it looks badass. I think that's pretty cool.
It looks badass if you're an 8-year-old that walked in here.
I think it's badass. And also, I totally forgot that I had this easel this whole time.
There you go.
And then now I have this the banner set up for every show that we can perf. It's in perf position. Look at this.
Perf.
It's amazing.
Anyway, what were you saying?
And then Humpcast Show actually lives in my car. He's my carpool buddy.
Have you tried that?
I mean, look, I've never had a cop pull up behind me while he's in there, but he's in my car. I mean, Humpcast Show doesn't leave my car except for Cinco de Mayo and special occasions.
Well, now he's a permanent guest.
Yeah. What up, Humpcast Show? Ding, ding, despacito. That's his thing. That's his song. But yeah, so I mean, crazy week. If you
can I get another shot? Is that possible?
Yeah, of course, dude.
Kind of want to. Sorry, I want to start this off right so I can get a little lubed up.
Do it. Lube yourself up with my tequila, my tranquila. No, that's not tranquila. I gotta go buy some now. Gotta go to Costco, which also
Don Julio's the shit, dude.
Do you remember? I don't remember if I gave you some the Irish whiskey from Kirkland's too. That shit was
I did have some.
Delicious. So if you have been sleeping on the whole Kirkland's like liquor,
that Costco brand shit is is like pretty damn good.
Yeah, if you've been sleeping on that shit, get on it. And side note, you don't need a membership to go and get alcohol or medicine. It's actually illegal. So if you are around a Costco, go fucking check it. Cheers.
Cheers.
And it's like that giant 1.75 liter is like $20.
There we go. Now I'm ready.
Sweet. Let's start the show. Let's do a show now. Right?
Yeah.
All right. So, kicking it off, I wanted to talk real quick. Spoiler free. We had Infinity War drop this weekend.
Oh, my God.
Which is now the largest opening of all time. Of all time.
Of all time? Is it really? I predicted that with my coworkers when I was working there. I was like, dude, it's gonna be the biggest opening of all time. It's gonna beat Titanic and all those other movies.
So the previous record holder was Star Wars: The Force Awakens at 248.
That was number one.
That was number one.
Oh.
$248 million in the weekend.
I thought
it was
still like fucking Avatar or some shit.
No, but they still are up there as far as the longest run, but there's a caveat to that because they've re-released them in theaters and those count too.
Oh yeah.
But the largest opening of all time, the record was held by Star Wars: The Force Awakens, and now has been passed on to Infinity War with the opening of $258 million. So that's almost $10 million. I think it's $10 million more than The Force Awakens. And then Lucasfilm congratulated Marvel by sending out a tweet of essentially a picture of Rey handing Luke's lightsaber to Iron Man's hand, and it says, congrats on that. It says from a galaxy far, far away to Earth's mightiest heroes, congratulations on the biggest opening of weekend. And then in parentheses it's like, thanks for keeping the money in the family.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like Disney patting itself on the back.
It is, essentially. Because I believe I saw a list of the top 10 opening weekends of all time, and one of them is not Disney. And that's Jurassic World.
Jurassic World, yeah.
That's it. Everything else is owned by Disney.
That's true. Avatar, all those. Titanic was...
everything
Titanic was big.
I'll look it up for the actual list, but I saw the whole list, and it's like, yeah, just Jurassic World was the only thing on as far as opening box office that wasn't owned by Disney.
Jesus. Well, they're gonna own everything eventually.
But I mean, so far I haven't had a problem with anything they put out. Like, I think when Disney started raking in all these big franchises, the number one issue I had, or the number one criticism that I heard was like, oh no, they're gonna make everything Disney-fied. They're making everything's a princess, everything's this, everything's gonna be animated. They're gonna stick this in there.
No, but no, they have all these other stuff. Like, it's like they have all these different. They got it fucking in the bank, dude. They're great. And
so, like, I've had no problem with any of this. If anything, I like it more because it's easier for me to get toys.
True.
Darth Vader helmet. Fucking Jack Skellington over there. I got lightsabers up the asshole everywhere.
Surprised your lightsabers aren't on the wall. That would be cooler.
I'm waiting for the shelves. They're in Amazon.
You should put shelves like the ones that line the room like that all the way up on top. You should really do that.
I'm thinking I might do that.
Then you can put all your shit up there, so that way it doesn't look too cluttered on the walls.
Yeah. Exactly. Space them out perfectly, and then I just have my army of cool toys. I mean, decorations.
Collectibles.
I mean, I'm not like the guy that keeps everything in their box or anything like that. I play with them all. I play with them.
I got this one that I'm well, I did get one good thing out of working at that job. At least is I got a few collectibles. There's this little Chewbacca thing, like bobblehead that I got.
Yeah,
and that thing when I got it was worth like $80. So,
Jesus. The Chewy fucking bobblehead?
Yeah.
Is it in the box or what?
Yeah, so nice. I mean, Vicky takes it out and shows it to people, but it's still fine. I keep it in the box and it's on my shelf. But it's like this little tiny bobblehead, and it's those the pop. It's a new version of Pops, of those vinyl Pops.
But Chewy's the same company or whatever.
It's the same company.
Yeah.
But they're called the Adorbs.
They're adorbs
because they're tiny little bobbleheads. But this one had a number on it. It was numbered, and it has like little fuzzy.
It's textured.
It's got like fuzzy fur on it. Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, it was probably like a $30 toy.
Yeah.
But when I looked it up, when I got it, and I looked it up on like eBay, it was going for like $80 because they're like limited edition. So,
yeah.
I mean, that thing's probably gonna be worth something eventually, one day. You know, there's like a limited. There's only a limited amount of them. So
keep that shit.
Yeah. And I just got that from the warehouse. They gave it to me for free.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good job, but being unemployed now.
Yeah.
Damn it. But you know, you live, you learn, you get loves, whatever. So
I'm always going to be sleepy. That's for sure.
That's very true. I wanted to talk to you real quick because I actually haven't talked to you about Infinity. When did you see it?
I saw it Saturday morning.
Oh, you did? So did I.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So I saw it Saturday morning too, and then I had to go. I saw it Saturday morning. Okay, so we're not going to talk about spoilers for anyone watching or listening. We're not going to.
I might.
I will cut it out and I will edit it out if Ryan does anything. So don't worry about your listeners.
I would say anybody watching the Facebook feed, if you're gonna tune out, just tune out right now.
A lot of people are already chiming in. They've already seen it, but I'm just saying I'm pretty sure we're not gonna do it. I will try.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try my best.
Try. We're good. You're safe-ish. You're like 90% safe.
I will say this though. Okay.
You're like Iron Man. No, I'm good.
Well, there was a kid sitting next to me and Vicky who was dressed as Spider-Man. Who was sobbing pretty much the whole fucking movie.
Yeah. That's so cute, first of all. But no, I was fucking sobbing.
Yeah, it was really sad. He was just like, I can hear him. He's,
Mom, why did you take me to see this movie?
Yeah, definitely not cool for like young fans of Marvel.
Well, I mean, this is the thing. This is by far, and this is no real surprise, the darkest film, I would say,
totally,
of all of the Marvel cinematic universe.
It's got those jokes and shit, but it's got those lighthearted little moments, like every Marvel film does.
Of course,
especially with the Guardians.
Overall, oh my god, there were so many scenes that I love the quote already, and like, know what I actually think is very I want to say very smart. I'm going to congratulate the internet on this. There's been memes on Facebook that I've been seeing where it's like Infinity War spoilers, but no context, and so there's pictures of like. I'm like, okay, so like, obviously no context. A donut, Squidward, fucking like this Buddha guy with like a bunch of hands. Yeah. Like, there's a whole bunch of like those pictures. Which, if you saw them, you're like, I have no idea. I don't know what this means.
Yeah.
But if you have seen the movie, you're like,
I've been seeing some
emotions,
some great ones.
Yeah.
I saw a star.
No context.
Okay. I saw one where it was a quote from Andy Dwyer, from Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec, yeah.
That directly, like, works for the Avengers. Yeah,
nice, cool. I want to talk to you about it afterwards, of course, but there's just so many awesome ones. But in all honesty, I mean, I don't think anyone on here who has not seen the movie doesn't intend to necessarily. I would imagine most of you intend to. If you've already watched Marvel films, if you're not in it at all, you don't really care. You wouldn't care about
these
spoilers.
Big movies. Like, I always make it a point to watch them in the theaters, like opening weekend, because I kind of want to be like a part of this. Like, I want them to break the records. Like, I want, because I know this is gonna be a good movie.
Support, which so many people don't understand. Like, people will love to bitch about things. Like on the flip end, they're like, "Oh, you don't have original stories. You don't have this. You don't have that. But you don't support them. And you know how you support them? You go watch them."
Right. I know people complain. Well, we talk about that all the time. People complain about these, like, you know, oh, you need more original movies, and then they come out and no one fucking buys tickets for them. That's why we don't get new movies.
Exactly. But you know what we do get? More Marvel movies. You know why? Because I support those. Because they bring me joy.
Fuck, dude. Okay. On the flip side of it being a pretty dark movie, at least there was so many dope ass moments where where you're sitting there and you're like
busting up.
Oh fuck! No, just like when they're teaming up for certain things, you're like, oh shit,
they're doing the thing that I thought they would, and now they're doing it.
Yeah, there was a lot of those. I'm like, oh my god.
Yes, you get all these like fanboy, fangirl moments where you're like,
you're like, that's fucking. He's got the fucking. Yeah. I mean, the whole. I'm just gonna say
my voice just gets so much higher during the movie. I was like, and then everyone's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. No. They're like, who invited the chipmunks? That battle in Wakanda was. I mean, that's no spoiler.
No, anything in the trailer, like
that shit's been in the trailer.
But I didn't realize how awesome it was.
It's a lot doper than
so cool
than you think.
Great one-liners, as they're all known for. Like everything. I want to say that this is now my favorite Marvel movie.
Yes.
But I mean, it is really soon. I gotta watch it at least one or two. I'm
gonna watch it again too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, let's go this week.
You know what? I'm down. You know what I find interesting? This is one of the only movies where I didn't feel like I missed a whole ton.
There was something that I feel like I really like. I heard it and I don't know what they said, and I really need to rewatch the movie because it's not really a spoiler.
They said Infinity War will continue.
No, it's not really a spoiler. It's just something there was something that happens about Ant-Man, and I missed it, and I want to.
Oh, was there something about Ant-Man?
Yeah. And I was, but I mean, I don't know if it's any secret that he's.
No, okay, but I think I know what you mean, and I think I actually know what.
There's something that happens.
I think I know what the line is,
and
so
I didn't hear it, so like I missed it.
I'll tell you about after.
Because like I don't mind it, but when I go with my fiance, like she's always asking me questions during the movies because she's like doesn't remember shit, but it doesn't bother me too much because like I'm able to like. Okay, well that's like so and so, but like sometimes I miss little things, and I think that's what was happening at that time.
What I do is like is if I'm with someone and they're like, "What's going on?" or "What's this?" I'm like, "I'll tell you later." I'm not gonna sit down and tell you about 10 years. Well,
she'll ask me like, "What's that? Who's that?" and like. But not like she hasn't seen the movies. I just have to like re-jog her memory. Like, remember when so and so did the one thing, and like that. That's what that is. Because there are a lot of those things. There are a lot of those things in these movies.
True.
That like if you don't remember, you know. I mean, if you don't watch, I mean, we watched all those movies a million times. So I mean, even there's just shit. There's so much stuff that is going on that like you know if you're not following them completely, you know, you get a little lost.
Yeah.
For like little things though.
Tequila. Yeah, no, I get you. And as far as the Ant-Man,
so that's why I don't mind. I don't mind it. You know, so like we'll be in the theater, and then she'll tell me something. And like, oh, what's that? Oh, like, that's the Infinity Gauntlet, remember? And
the thing. I can't not hear your stand up when you say certain lines. You remember like last week it was like Taco Tuesday, and I was in there, and yeah. But no, I get you. But no, like overall, like this is just an amazing movie. It is, of course, a culmination of what many people have come to kind of grow up with.
This is amazing that they've done that. They've pulled this off.
Yeah, I had to
10 years coming that like
exactly.
this movie.
I had to describe this to somebody who hasn't seen like more than one or two Marvel movies. Like they aren't the big fanboy or fangirl like that a lot of people are. As to how much of an achievement this is cinematically or at all. And the closest thing that I came up with... Harry Potter.
Yeah.
I was like, it's like growing up with these characters and this overall story arc.
I mean, how long did Harry Potter run? About 10
years?
8 years. 8 years?
Only 8 movies. 7 books.
They didn't come out...
7 books, 8 movies. I think it was one a year.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure it was one a year.
I think they kind of Where I want to say, let's look.
We
it
got
up.
some people. Well, I was gonna say we got some people in the chat room. I was like, tell us.
Let's look it up. Because
All right.
I don't think they were every year. I think eventually they wound up being that way, or at first. But I want to say Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2. Like there was a little 2-year break.
Oh, there was a gap between Goblet of Fire and Order of the Phoenix.
See, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So, no. So there was one a year until 2005. There was nothing in 2006. Then 2007, Order of the Phoenix. Then a gap in 2008. In 2009. Oh, you know why? Well, I don't know if this is exactly why.
I thought somebody got injured or something like that.
The last book didn't even come out until like...
That's right. The last book came out later.
Yeah.
So, and the Dumbledore died.
Spoiler!
Oh, fuck off. The shit was like 10 years ago. Shit, I dropped.
Humpcast, get back up. 9, 10.
He's drunk
11,
already, dude.
So the only gaps are 2006 and 2008.
He's drunk already.
Yeah. Bro, you can't handle your tequila or what?
Why is he sinking?
Sinking? Why is he sinking? Get him up.
There you go. There he is.
Yeah, so that was the gap. And so, so some of our chat was chiming in. Yeah, so the only gaps were 2006 and 2008. Every year consecutively.
Okay, so how many years in total?
From
2000 what? 2002?
I think it was 2001 was the first one. 2001 is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, and 2011 is
10 years.
Is Deathly Hallows Part
2.
And so Marvel has done this. However, significantly more. So it's not one. Possibly
there's way more movies.
There was like 20. I don't know how to say it. Like there's been things where there's 2 or 3 a year. Let's see. Let me just real quick Google.
Now it's like 3 a year, but at first it was only one a year. At first,
how many Marvel movies are there? And the answer is not just given to me. I gotta read. I gotta do a list. All right.
You gotta do math.
I gotta do math.
It's a fucking lot of movies.
That's a lot though. Because in 10 years, whereas Harry Potter gave us 8 movies.
Just why don't you look up? Okay, here's what you look up. You're right there. Never mind. I was gonna say because what I do is I just look up the timeline. If you look up Marvel timeline.
Are we counting Howard the Duck and Blade?
No, we're not counting those movies.
Okay, let me redo.
Or that one, Hulk. That's the fucking. That's the shitty one.
That's the Eric Bana one that no one remembers. But I like the one with
Dude,
Edward Norton
too. The most underrated one.
It is. People don't even know that it's in the MCU. Technically,
yes.
It was the second film.
It's just because Edward Norton's weird and he didn't want to fucking do the rest of the movies.
Fucking Edward Norton, what are you doing, bro? Fucking
moo.
Yeah,
what is it?
Fucking
Moonlight Rising
Moonlight.
Moonlight Kingdom.
Something.
Yeah, Moonlight Kingdom.
You're wearing a fucking Boy Scout uniform.
Moonlight Kingdom.
Moonlight Kingdom.
Pretty sure that's it.
I really don't watch a lot of his movies. I watch like.
Well, they're mostly what's the guy's name that does like
I have these brain
Fantastic
farts.
Mr. Farks. I'm drunk already.
I have these brain farts that whenever you ask me a question, that's when the information goes. I have this information on hand.
Moonlight
for no
Kingdom.
reason.
I'm pretty sure that's what it's called.
It is. I think you might be right, actually. To be honest, let me go ahead and real quick. Moonlight Kingdom.
That's not that movie.
No, that's Moonlight. It wasn't the thing. It was
Wes
Anderson.
Moonrise Kingdom.
Moonrise Kingdom.
Yeah, he does
Wes
a bunch of Wes Anderson movies.
Yeah. Is that what you want to do, Edward Norton? You can't fucking.
That's how far we had to go to research so that you could talk shit to Edward Norton on a show he doesn't even watch.
Yeah, at my camera right now. Is that what you want to do? You want to be in a fucking Boy Scout uniform because you can't be the fucking Hulk? It's not good enough, but it's good enough for Mark Ruffalo.
What are you, the Culk?
Mark Ruffalo can fucking come in and tear shit up, as well as be a scientist.
It's true.
He's a man of science and of strength.
Are you drunk already?
Nah, I'm buzzed. Emotionally and physically strong character. Is it not good enough for you, Edward Norton? Jesus.
Pretty good Hulk moments in this movie, too.
Pretty good Banner moments too.
Banner moments, Hulk moments.
I feel like I feel like this movie has more Banner than any other movie, because he's
which kind of. Anyway,
yeah. Well, maybe Ragnarok. Ragnarok might. Nah, I don't know. No,
Ragnarok had
actually,
the
no.
best Hulk moments.
Definitely. There wasn't that much banner too. Yeah.
So,
no.
okay, can we say this? It's not really a spoiler, but I will say.
Anything in the trailer is not a spoiler, but what are you saying?
Never mind. That might be a spoiler.
You're welcome, listeners and watchers. I'm not letting him do shit. He's not getting away with shit.
I'm trying, dude. Look, if you haven't seen this movie yet and you're a fan of the Marvel Universe.
You know what sucks? Like, I know people that, like, they just had a really busy weekend. My sister hasn't even seen it. Or at least hasn't seen it. And she loves these things.
What? It's over.
My cousin is not going to see it. Like, I'm
all
like,
just
what the
turn
fuck?
into sand.
And it's like, yeah, they haven't had the time to see it, but they want to.
I mean, are you going to wait that long until we all turn to sand?
No, we're not going to do that, Ryan. We're not going to do that. All right, moving on, because we had a really fun conversation. I just want to finish off with we both really love that movie. We're going to go see it again.
You know what? It's the first movie I'd ever seen, I'd ever been in theaters where, and this isn't spoiling anything, it's just where the movie ended. The movie ended.
Batman dies. I saw there's so many troll spoilers.
It was
like,
funny.
did you guys know Batman dies in Infinity War?
There'll be like there'll be like Photoshop photos of like Batman with like another character, or like Superman holding like like, what's her name? Fucking Scarlet
Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson, yeah.
Oh.
And they're like, God, I can't believe Avengers Civil War is so crazy. I'm just like, Superman, whatever.
Come on, bro.
But anyway, what was it saying? Oh yeah, so it was the only time I'd gone to see a movie.
Yeah.
Where I was in the theater and the movie ends, and everyone's like,
What?
It's quiet. No,
Yeah.
silent. And everyone looks around like, what? Except for the fucking Spider-Man kid sobbing next to me. And I'm just like, and we look over. I think Vicky took a picture of him. He's in his mom's lap, and she's holding him, and he's like, he's so beautiful.
And she's just like, you need to learn sometime. You need to learn.
I was like, oh fuck. I'm like, we were all. Everyone looked around like, oh shit. Oh shit! What do we do?
What do we do with life now? Dude, you know what sucks? I had to go to lunch with my family after. Like, I didn't go see the movie because they were busy, and so I went to go see the movie with a friend, and then I went to go to lunch after with them, and they're like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "I just saw Infinity War, and I'm emotionally compromised, you guys. I can't."
It fucks with your day.
It does, and then even no matter what, you're like, "It's a fucking movie. It's a comic book movie. Like, you're chill." It's like.
Yeah, and so I spent so much time afterwards thinking about how they're gonna redo things,
stuff,
and
fit and like do like just address
I'm like, well,
things.
they can't. I was like, well, they can't. I'm like, they can't because this guy's got a 3.
And then how does
he's got a 4-year contract?
Logic, and then what?
But yeah, man,
exactly. So that's why I was like my friend that I was with. They're like, this is bullshit. And I'm like, do you want me to make you feel better? And it's like, yeah. I'm like, it's a comic book movie. It's okay. They'll probably fix it in the next one.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying what's going to happen.
Well, can I say something? It's not really a spoiler. If you follow fucking... No, it's not. It's not. Because
double check yourself before you wreck yourself.
No, because I've seen these photos are on the internet. So...
Fine.
I mean, I'm not spoiling it. Okay. Am I?
What are you... Okay. Talk slowly. What?
There are photos
of
set photos
of
Iron Man and Ant-Man.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. That's cool.
At the Battle of New York.
Oh, cool.
So
I need to look those up. Those might be fake. I don't. I feel like I should have seen those.
They're not.
They're
real photos. Look them up. Go ahead.
Google go.
So, I mean, that kind of means that there's some time travel going on at some point.
There's theorized time travel, yes.
Yes. See? Right there.
This one?
That one. Look at
that one?
Yeah.
Ooh, what did I do?
See? See? He's in his old suit.
Look at that.
That's the first... Yeah.
Okay. Right.
So,
Okay, well, didn't know that.
yeah.
Cool.
I didn't know that. So I knew that. That's what I'm saying.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, so here's the thing. Like, I mean, it's a world right now where it's very hard to like keep things under wraps. Yeah, this is kind of out there. Either way, it's gonna be a fun movie. It's not really necessarily about what happens. It's about how it happens. You want to see the journey and all that stuff. That's cool. Like there was already theories. And that there was going to be time travel. Of course, that's something possible.
I like this.
If you followed the MCU, you know it's possible, especially with the time stone and everything else. Like, that shit happens.
Yeah. But I love that they've built up to the space stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
yes. And now they're actually saying that there's going to be a lot more of the intergalactic sort of stuff.
Well, all that shit.
Talking more about aliens, different superheroes, Adam Warlock,
Fantastic Four, Silver Surfer, Galactus.
Potentially. I mean, they have that deal, but it hasn't gone through yet. So that's why.
Well, we got Captain Marvel. So
definitely, that's already been confirmed way in advance before Infinity War even came out.
And she's intergalactic, planetary,
yes.
intergalactic.
Yes, exactly.
So
also super hot and nice.
She's got a nice brains.
She has a nice suit.
She's got brains.
Smart looking.
Yeah, she's smart. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so so think about this. So, like the first Iron Man.
Yes.
That first Iron Man, 2000. What was that? 2008. Yeah, 2008.
I want to say somewhere around there.
It's 2008.
You were actually correct, I think.
Yeah. No, I know that for sure.
No, I know that. I'm a genius.
No, look it up. You want to look it up?
No, I'm
look it up?
I feel like I looked it up recently, and I think you're right.
So 2008, the first Iron Man. His only villain was what's his name?
The dude.
Right. But I forget the
Ironmonger.
Ironmonger. That's right. I keep confusing.
I
confuse him with Ironmonger and Warmonger because I watched Iron Man. Killmonger. That's what it is.
Yeah. The Black Panther guy.
So no, there's Warmonger is the guy that's in Iron Man.
Ironmonger.
Okay, then I'm fucking wrong. But
yes.
Anyway,
but Killmonger also has a similar name too.
But that's what I'm saying. I confused the two.
Yeah.
The two names. Anyway. Well, there's white and black, but I get it.
All right, I wasn't gonna go there.
My point is that it was just another man, right? It's just
an iron.
The guy just wanted his tech. He stole. His villain was a person on Earth.
Yes.
Right? And then up until the Avengers, you see everything start to change. The first Avengers.
That was the first intergalactic
planetary intergalactic. Well, after Thor, actually. So
Thor. True. Thor was the first alien, yeah.
I think Thor was the first alien.
Yeah, so you have Iron Man. I want to look at the timeline, so keep talking.
Yeah, so what my point is like they built up like, okay, we have this one guy who is here he's pretty much a Nordic god, right? And then they keep moving and they introduce the Guardians, who
boom. All right, so that's fine.
Then introduce the Guardians of the Galaxy, and the Guardians of the Galaxy are going on in space, pretty much oblivious to what's going on Earth.
Okay, here it is. Iron Man first in 2008. Good job. Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton.
2009.
Also 8. Fuck you. Iron Man 2, 2010. Thor, first sign of life on Earth, life beyond Earth in the MCU. So Thor.
No, actually, but with the Incredible Hulk, that was our first introduction to superhumans. If
Modified
you think
humans,
about it,
yes.
If you think about it, because we had Iron Man, and he's just a man in a suit.
With a suit, yeah. A normal, quote unquote, biologically normal guy in a suit. Incredible Hulk, first one in the super serum, but they talked about replicating the super serum of Captain America,
right.
Which didn't get a film until 2011.
I mean, in timeline, yes, but cinematically,
yeah. But the thing is, it's so interconnected that it's like it's negligible. Like you don't need to be like, oh, it's a thing they're trying to do because of Captain America. Like they're trying to make him a cool superhuman.
But so my point is just this.
Yes,
the fact that
justice,
just this,
justice,
not just
justice. You're talking about justice. Because if you talk about justice, you're gonna know that I'm Batman, and Batman's all about justice.
You done?
I'm drunk. Go.
Right. My point was they gradually they did it so perfectly to where they gradually brought us to this whole time and space continuum fucking crazy shit where time and space and
Are
reality
in a continuum?
What?
And time and space and reality and heart or soul and power.
Shut up.
I'm gonna get a beer. Keep talking.
And grab my vape while you're at it. Yeah. My point was that they built up to that, you know, because like now we're saying that we can bend time, we can stop time, we can reverse time, we can see the future. You know, it wasn't like that at the beginning, and I think that's what made these movies so great. Is that we built up to this science fiction type shit. You know what I mean? We started with a Tony Stark who was just a man. And then now he's a man.
Iron Man.
And now he's a man in space.
Made of iron.
Made of iron. You know what I'm saying, though?
Yes, actually, I agree, and I really like the fact that they've been able to create this world that evolves, and that's the thing. You started very, very much, you know, possible. Like you just have people creating cool tech, and it's changing.
Yeah.
Then create,
but only on Earth, and then you start,
Earth.
And then they start like widening and widening,
boom,
and widening.
boom, yeah.
But my point, I guess, what my point is that they didn't. It's not so cheesy when you've been following these films.
No, not at all. And that's the thing. Like a lot of people are like giving these films shit because they don't really. I mean, they're not giving them the chance. They're like, I don't want to watch some pansies
in space
and what do we capes. We got capes.
But you're like, you know what? If you watch them from the beginning to where we're at now,
and it's story. Yeah. Listen to the stories, watch the stories, and just enjoy.
I know no one has the fucking time, but hey, fuck you. And you know what? I'm fucking tired of people complaining about, you know, we always fucking comic book movies, blah blah. You know what? Suck my fat dick. This is our time right now. We've waited so long for this time. You know what I mean? Like it's just now we get these movies. And they're amazing. Finally, these movies are so goddamn good, and they're in the theaters, and people fucking talking shit and complaining about them. You know what?
Yep.
Go kill yourself because they're not gonna get any worse.
Not gonna go that far, but yeah.
No, well, they're not gonna get any better for those people. I'm just kidding. They should just die.
Well, the thing is. Everyone has their own opinions on these things, but it's also critical of everyone else's stuff. I'm just like, if you enjoy, okay,
well, if we didn't get the Avengers, I would have killed myself.
I was very much hoping that the world wasn't going to end before Infinity War. Now I need it to not end before whatever Avengers 4 is going to be.
Wait, what are you? What?
I'm saying
you just dropped a spoiler, dude.
No.
Oh,
Avengers 4, which has already been announced as a movie. I don't know what you're doing. Okay. So before Avengers,
I'm fucking buzzed, dude. I'm so glad I took those 2 shots.
There you go.
I'm ready.
Tequila's amazing.
Yeah.
It's awesome. But if you love murder mystery, fucking go watch all the bomb ass murder mystery movies. If you love, you know, horror, go watch those. If you love, you know, comic book movies, watch those. Someone actually equated this. They're like they loved all of Star Wars, but they're so in their like 40s, but they saw the original Star Wars and everything coming out.
Sure.
And I'm like, they said, I love Star Wars, but the MCU and stuff like this is this generation Star Wars. Even though we still
fucking absolutely,
even though we still have Star Wars movies, this is our stuff that it came out, and we saw the birth. Of this stuff. We saw Iron Man.
I watched the first,
and like even the stuff before that wasn't, you know, great. Like we were talking about Blade.
Yeah.
We're talking about fucking the Incredible Hulk or whatever with fucking Eric Bana. Not good.
I watched the first Iron Man here at this house.
I fell asleep during the first Iron Man. That's the only movie I've ever fallen asleep. But
Jesus Christ.
Extremely drunk.
No, that's it. I mean, I watched it in the back house.
There you go.
That's my first Blu-ray I ever watched.
Boom.
And I was like, I don't see what
history.
You know what they? Okay, you know, this is one of those things that like changed my life. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Uh-huh.
You guys were all geeking out on all this shit, and I was like, I ain't no nerd. This is gay.
I ain't afraid of no ghost.
And we were 18.
I want to address something that it says Bill Zaragoza. I'm interested in the Quiet Place, but I haven't heard much about it. We're going to talk about it a little bit more in one of the next stories, so stay tuned, Bill.
He said what?
Bill Zaragoza
said what?
I'm interested in A Quiet Place, but I haven't heard much about it.
It's great.
There's also news about it, so if I know that you're listening for stuff, so stay tuned. We're going to talk about it a little bit later.
All right.
Keep going.
I'm
not a nerd.
Yeah.
Ryan D. I'm not a nerd. I don't give a fuck.
Well, no, because I was like, because Iron Man came out. No, at that point, we hadn't had very many very good superhero movies.
True.
And I knew about Iron Man, but my fucking Iron Man thoughts were like the 70s one, the guy in the fucking tin outfit. That's shit, right? So when the movie came out, I didn't really care at that time. And then you guys were like, oh, you need to see Iron Man. It's fucking dope.
Yeah.
And then I was like, whatever. So like, fuck it, let's watch it. So we put it on, and it was in your brother's back house here. And then he had this big HD TV. And at that time, that was fucking rare.
Yeah.
And he had a Blu-ray player, which is also rare at that time. And then I was like,
he had an 8-check player.
And then, dude, I was so behind in the times, like, so I didn't fucking care about I was like, I got a DVD player. What's a big deal about Blu-rays? And then you guys put on a Blu-ray player, and back then they would show you the difference between a digital video disc
I was versatile disc.
Whatever,
yeah,
and a fucking in a Blu-ray. So they would. So then I was like, oh, it looks just like a DVD, and then they go. Blu-ray HD,
and my fucking face blew off.
Dude, my eyeballs exploded. My fucking dick fell off. It was like, and then I watched Iron Man, and I watched Iron Man for the first, and I was fucking hooked ever since then. So thank you for that.
You're welcome for your dick blown off or whatever.
Anyway, that's my point. Fucking 2008, they built up to the space stuff, and.
Yeah, they've come a long way, and
it's amazing. It's a 10-year soap opera. I'm so fucking like invested and excited. I have never been excited about a movie ever, like ever.
Yeah.
I've never been this excited about a movie coming out until this year.
I agree with you, to be honest. Like, this is the first time that, like, I mean, lately we've had a lot of things like, oh, the apocalypse is coming. I'm like, please not before Infinity War, because I want to see that.
Remember
shit.
the rapture party we had here?
Yeah, we had a rapture party. So I don't know if any of you remember this, but there was.
The rapture was
how many years ago?
It was
so many times.
It was like,
but
the first. It was 2011. The rapture was supposed to happen. Yeah.
Rapture, and then we're like, all right, guys, if we all die, then at least we're gonna have fun dying.
So we threw a party.
I have a balcony in the front, and we just had a fucking party. And so when the rapture was supposed to happen, we're just like, here it goes. Are you raptured?
Nothing happened.
You raptured?
And then we're like, hit it, DJ.
And my neighbors are like, can you fucking turn it down? We got work in the morning. I'm like, rapture party.
Now the cops showed up. It was like a Wednesday.
Yeah, it was a Wednesday. Cops showed up, but this is the best part.
This was the best part, yeah.
So we fucking...
Well, hold on. Can I preface this? Before you talk to the cops, this is what happened. So we see the cops, and everyone goes, oh, shit. And people start running to the backyard. Mm-hmm. And I was like, wait a minute. This is our first time being like 21.
Yeah, we're all adults.
Like, we're all legal adults here. We should
that can drink.
We can talk to the cops.
We can talk to the cops.
We're not doing anything wrong.
We're fine. We're good. I'm like, he's like, what's up? I'm like, we're just having a party because of the rapture. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, you want a shot? I'm like, no, we're good. We're working, but I just try and keep it down. I'm like, yeah, okay.
No,
like,
yeah.
Bye.
They were like, what's the occasion? And then he was like, the rapture. And they were like, and they started laughing. And
I'm like, can I see your ID? I'm like, yeah, here's my ID. Like, oh, okay, you're good.
Yeah. And they started laughing, and then they were like, well, you made it, so just keep it down.
Yeah, you're all good. So for those of you out there, but that's the funniest thing because you see it in movies, but you're like, you never think about it. But yeah, the first party that cops come, or maybe not even the first, but parties that come and you're like, oh shit, the cops, and you're like, wait,
yeah, dude. Yeah, and then because we were
21 plus,
because we were doing that since we were like 15, that's
like, what
it was
like
ingrained into us for like
cops,
fucking 8 years.
You're like hop the fence, you fucking dive under a fucking bench or whatever.
Yeah, because you don't want to get fucking picked up for public intoxication or like anything like that.
Yeah. But yeah.
I mean, they used to have the roundup vans at the parties we were at when we were kids.
Yeah,
they would
dude,
show up, they'd club people in the heads and throw them in the fucking. Dude, I've been at
got him.
Dude, totally. I'd been at so many fucking parties where I'd watch my friends get fucking clubbed in the head, thrown in a fucking van, and you think I'm kidding, but that shit happened.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking ridiculous. But I mean, yeah, when you're adult, good for you. I mean, you made it. It's
just stay out of the streets.
Stay out of the streets. Go in your friend's house, and if you can talk, just be like, "Hey, sir, sorry, we were having a little get together. We'll keep it down." And they'll usually be like, "That's fine."
All right, let's move on.
Let's move it on. All right, moving on. Going to the real quick my stories. Then we're jumping into Ryan's stories as soon as I get to this button.
I may have some news for you. Go ahead.
Entertainment news, everybody. This just broke out.
That is a scientific fact, huh?
I'm not gonna get to this story. I have a question for you. News story that'll make you guys a little bit tingly in the fans. Okay, we need to move on from that. I need to get away from that real quick.
I read somewhere that their periods attract bears.
All right, jumping right in.
You gotta do it in a Mexican accent.
Okay, jumping right in. What? You know I can't do accents when I'm drunk. Son of a bitch. Yeah.
Jumping right in.
He's jumping right into the story.
Why do you want your accent turned into like a Japanese guy?
Japanese Scottish. Okay,
That's
so
right.
it's a specific
Joe
blend.
Pacino.
Yeah. I have that too. I minimized it. Hold on.
Joe Pacino.
Where are you at? It's over here somewhere.
Oh shit.
But yeah.
That was so funny.
Okay. But yeah, no, like.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I love you.
I love that we made that a drop.
It's awesome.
That's Garrett drunk at Christmas and me
Yeah.
asking him to say something in an Al Pacino impression.
Yeah. So the drunker I get, the worse I get at impressions and accents. Sorry, I'm actually really good at them when I'm sober. To be honest, I feel like. But moving on to movie news, real quick. Obviously, I told you, Avengers: Infinity War just fucking destroyed at the box office with an estimated $258 million as far as opening weekend goes. But domestically,
I'm looking at the list here.
yeah. A Quiet Place came in at number 2. You want to? I mean, yeah, you're looking at the list. So from $258 million to $11 billion.
Jesus. Who's that?
Not bad. I
can't read it.
It's still A Quiet Place. A Quiet Place.
No,
which,
I mean,
which is a fourth week.
I mean the other movie that opened.
Oh, I've never even heard of that.
Who would go against the Avengers?
Idiots. Or counter programming. There's a lot of counter programming, but it's different now. So counter programming is something that you would go, and it's a very different audience that you're aiming for than something else that will most likely dominate the box office. Nowadays, it's a lot more difficult because back in the day, you would just show up at the theater and say, 2 tickets for Avengers, please. And like, oh, we're sold out for that time. Okay, well, what else is playing? I'll go watch that.
Well, it broke.
That's another thing.
It broke records for pre-sale.
Yeah,
too.
that too. Nowadays, you can just look it up and we got reserved seats. So I'm like, nope. Oh, here's something with 2 seats that I would be okay.
The
with
movies
watching.
have changed for the better. I'm gonna say.
I agree. I vastly agree. You should be able to choose what seats you want to see.
Fuck yeah.
Or go and sit in.
Has this ever happened to you? Have you ever walked in on somebody on your seats?
Oh, absolutely. Like I feel like every time.
Vicky got mad at me the first time. Well, she didn't get mad at me. She didn't get mad. She was just surprised and how fucking like how pushy I was to these people.
Oh, were
like
you?
the first time I walked up and they were like in our seats.
Hey, bitch!
And I was like, hey, those are our seats. You need to move. And they were like, and they were like, no, I thought these were. I was like, bullshit. No, they're not.
Wow. All right, well, I'll be honest. That's pushy.
But
that is pushy.
no, you're in my seat, dude. Move.
Okay,
I know.
well,
Fucking play dumb. Like,
No. This has literally happened where people have checked their seats. They have the seats for a different day.
no, these people were stealing our seats.
I'm aware. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, I'm aware that happens. So I'm not that mean. I'm like,
We were late. We were late to the movie.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
But,
I mean, we got there like probably right when the movie was about to start. So
Okay.
so the previews were going, and that's when I told and I was like, hey, and then they were like, oh, we thought this. I was like, no, they're not.
No.
So, and
You wrong, bitch.
I show them my ticket. I go, look, that's where you're sitting.
And get out.
Yeah, and move.
Okay. Well, no, this is okay. So two things. So first, literally going to see Infinity War.
I'll do that shit at Dodger Stadium too.
There were
Anyway,
two
go ahead.
people in our seats, but they saw us coming. They looked at us and like shit. They got up
Yeah.
before we even. Before
What do you?
Before we said one word.
What the fuck are you thinking? Opening weekend, dick face. Get out
Right?
of here.
But then there has been occasion where literally, I walked in, I looked at my tickets, I looked at the seats. I'm like, excuse me, are you in the right seats? And they're like, yeah, no, we have these seats. And then they pulled out the tickets, and then we're like trying to figure out because they said the right seat.
Yeah.
But then I'm like,
Right.
wait, yours
seat
is
right there.
yours.
Wait, so
is-
they let them in with the wrong fucking date?
Yeah, because they're just looking at the name and the seats and the.
But when the guy scans them, like that's. I mean,
No, I don't know.
maybe I'm thinking
they're all
different.
they're all kind of different. somewhere.
Alright.
Either way, they got in. They're there, and it was those seats for the next day.
Oh.
And that's the thing, like, oh,
That's
shit.
weird. That's
Literally,
weird
a
that
family of 6 got up and like, shit, it's tomorrow.
That's weird that happened.
Yeah, like,
No,
like,
yeah, no,
that's why.
no,
That's
just
the
that-
only confusion that is acceptable
Fuck
in
that,
my
I'll-
opinion.
Fuck that! I'll fight somebody if
No.
if they're in my
There's-
fucking seat.
There is no way, like at least I don't think so, that someone's gonna be sitting in your seat that you paid for on that
No,
day,
yeah.
and
It
they're
was
like,
when
nope,
I think it was for Deadpool, and I bought my tickets like
Yeah.
4 weeks ahead of time.
yeah,
So I knew those were my seats. So,
bitch, those are my seats.
and then they were like, "Oh, we didn't know." And then they went, dude, and they went all the way up. They were way up in the front row, but they tried to like take my seats.
well, fuck those people. Sorry, I'm reading a comment, but I don't.
So the people next to us after the movie, they were like, "Oh yeah, real fucking confusing, right? They were in this row, but
Yeah.
they were all the way down there."
Same
And
building.
I was like, right?
Same building.
I was like,
same
right.
building.
So like the people next to me were on my side, because I
Yeah,
was,
of course.
because they were kind of arguing with me at first, and that's why I was like, no, this is my seat. You need to go where you're
Yeah.
going.
Go wherever, anywhere else.
Yeah.
Just not here because this is what.
this is where I'm sitting.
But-
and,
but yeah.
and I'm gonna stand here and disrupt this fucking movie until you get up
You
and
know
move.
what's funny? I've seen another movie where it didn't happen to us, but we sat down and we saw the same group of like 3 teenagers move from seat. Someone comes in, like, those are our seats. Move up, move to a different seat. Then they're like, oh no, those are our seats. Move up, go to a different seat. Like, they're just moving around the thing, waiting for the right seats which happens.
Yeah,
People either don't show up or they're not sold out.
sure.
But it's
Sure.
just we're like, there they go again. There they go again.
Yeah.
There they go again. It's funny.
But for those like assigned seating places, like you can't do that anymore.
and not unless it's really not sold out. Like,
Yeah, but for the most part, I mean,
but,
if you're
but
trying to
opening
see,
weekend,
if you're trying to see a big blockbuster opening weekend,
You're-
like, there's no way.
dumb.
Yeah,
You're dumb.
You know what it is? It's probably these people who bought tickets last minute and they're separated and they want to be together somewhere.
Fair enough. Which, I mean, I understand that, but I mean, you could even be smart about it. All of these seats are on the internet as far as if they're taken or not.
I will say that
You could go on Fandango and be like, okay, all of these are bought except for this
that
one.
does
this
kind
one.
of this whole idea does kind of fuck the younger generation though. Like when they're like, "Oh, let's go see a movie," and then they go to the movies, they buy tickets, and then you have to get assigned seat. Remember when we would go to the movies? It was like,
Well, yeah. But that's the thing. That's still kind of rare, to be honest. Like, only certain theaters have the assigned seating now.
yeah, that's why I got my one. That's the only one I go to.
Nice. And so you have to understand the
I go to the
rules rules of the system, and then if you want to try and break those rules, figure out the fucking changes, bro.
I go to the same theater.
Yeah.
And anytime there's a big movie, it's always in the same actual theater in the
Yeah.
movies. And
Let me ask you this: Have you ever snuck into a movie theater, like ever?
Yeah, absolutely.
What is the craziest story you have? Because I have one that just came to mind right now that I wanted to bring up for the show.
Nothing crazy. One time I bought a ticket for like Independence Day or some shit, and I stayed in the theater like all day, and I watched like 4 movies.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, a lot of people have done that.
Yeah.
The craziest thing I've ever done is at the El Monte 8.
That's the same thing.
Doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, same thing.
You had a box office in the middle, and then the entrance on the right, and then the exit on the left. I didn't buy any ticket. I was in my teens at I don't even know what age I was. Literally what I did is I waited. I just like kneeled, like I sat down in front of the box office, which had like a desk high wall.
Yeah, and waited for somebody to walk out.
And I fucking crawled through the exit on my elbows and knees through the exit into the theater. And then I'm like, I'm in.
Yeah.
And then I went to go see a movie. And I truly don't remember what movie it was. But that's what I did. And that was the craziest thing. Remember sitting down, waiting for people to leave, and just like G.I. Joeing into the fucking theater.
Remember, I think that's what we did that one time we all got in trouble for drinking in the theater at the Krikorian, where we'd always have somebody buy a ticket, walk
and then
in,
let us in, right?
And then, because the back exit was like in the parking lot in the back.
Yeah, that's the thing. And that's what it was. It was one person or 2 people would get tickets. Then they would just open the back
and they'd let us all in.
And
it would look like we were just coming from the restroom.
Exactly. The funny thing with that was I just remember that whole
that was
night.
a fucking debacle.
Where one of the people, we had like 8 people at least.
It was a lot.
One of them who had the glass bottle, mind you, under their seats. Was like, I'm gonna scoot it back.
She was trying to move it because people were looking for us.
And then they moved it and then just like dropped it like cling, 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 and then it's like,
and they were like, you guys.
Like, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. But that was our teenage years, little escapades. All right, keep going. We're talking about A Quiet Place real quick. It's in its 4th week at number 2, which is awesome. On a budget of only like $17 million, has already made $150 million. So great for A Quiet Place. And then I know
it's a good fucking movie. Have you seen it? You saw it, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Bill Zaragoza was asking about it. There is already news. They are working on A Quiet Place 2, a sequel to that already. So it is now. It works in Paramount. It was an original thought to actually make it a connected movie to the Cloverfield franchise, but it wasn't. Like, it was literally one of those things that like we could make this one, but we're not going to, and which actually makes me think about the Cloverfield franchise. They just kind of scoop things up, like, that sounds like it could fit into our universe.
I mean, they could kind of tie all that stuff in. I don't know, man.
No, I see how they could, and I don't like it. Is the reason why. Because of what I'm saying right now is that they're not writing stuff for the universe.
The thing is,
they're having people that make movies like that could fit into our universe. Now change it.
You guys should just leave the tie-ins to the universe to Marvel. That's all.
So many people, as soon as they did it, everyone tried their hand at it. They changed certain things and they failed horribly. Like, I don't understand. Like, how do you? It's not even hard. Like, I don't think it is. But
it kind of is. I mean, Marvel's got a really intricate timeline if you think about it.
It does, but the thing is that they're steady and they're consistent. So many people are trying to play catch up.
They have amazing writers.
Like
too.
For example, and as much as I hate this, don't take me as a fanboy. I love both. I love anything good. I would love for these movies to be awesome. The DC universe just tried to jump straight from 1 to 1,000. They're like, how about we come out with Man of Steel, then Justice League, or whatever, Batman v Superman. Yeah. I'm like, no. Where's all of these things in the middle?
You can't do that in 3 movies, dude.
I'm like, yeah, I think they had 2. That was it. And that's the thing. I'm like, no. There's no investment into any characters. There's no investment into the actors. There's no investment into the timeline. I mean, the story.
I feel like
nothing.
I feel like if they, we talked about this so many times, but like the fucking, they could have made it something better with that the Batman movie that was supposed to be coming out, and then they they're fucking that up because now it's supposed to be a whole new universe, a whole new fucking thing.
Yeah, that's because they're fucking up. They're like, I don't know what to do now. Like, they're just like, it's not difficult. All you had to do was literally, Man of Steel came out. Cool. What's next? Put Wonder Woman out next. That's fine.
Wonder Woman was great.
A Batman standalone movie next.
Old man Batman, fucking
Exactly. You could have kept it Ben Affleck. You could have kept it Old Man Batman, but give him a standalone.
Yeah.
Then you could have been Batman v Superman. Literally, that would have been fine.
It would have been
Those three, and I would have been invested in those characters.
It would have been The Dark Knight Returns.
Invested in all the storylines, and that's all you. But you jump from Man of Steel to Batman v Superman, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then Justice League,
and the fact that they
After
tried,
Wonder Woman,
look, and the whole that whole thing, the fact that they tried to make a movie out of something that's such an insignificant. I mean, it's significant for sure in that story of Dark Knight Returns, but the fact that they made a whole movie on just like a tiny little thing in that whole storyline,
yeah,
like really, I don't know, just
yeah. The thing is, they're holding on to the things that aren't significant and don't matter to the audience, but they're like, you remember? We said this, and now you should be caught up.
Well,
No.
I mean, okay,
No.
not without getting too fucking far up this WB DC thing is okay in the comics. Batman he hates Superman for being the U.S. government's bitch boy, basically, because he's a he's solving crimes and doing shit on his own, and Superman is now in the White House.
Yeah,
and so. What happens is they order because Batman's back. He had been gone for so long, and then he's back.
He's back in black.
So they order Superman to take down Batman, and Batman prepares to fight Superman.
Yeah,
and that's pretty much where they got the idea for Batman v Superman.
But like just like Marvel, and I'll give them the credit. Like they take the idea of the comic,
and
books,
then they fucking rape it and suck dick and fucking do a horrible movie and reincarnation of that idea.
Not the words I was going to use. No. No, just like Marvel, I was saying they take it as a basis and they jump off of it. So whereas that was the premise in the comics,
sure,
they changed it, and I understand that it's
Marvel
as
does
long as
it,
it's
Marvel
Batman
does it,
v Superman.
Marvel does it a lot. We've talked about this. We've talked about how the comics are one thing and the cinematic universe is almost like a whole new series.
The Infinity War timeline in
But-
comics is completely different.
But
Logan, for what a lot of people were saying that was based off of Old Man Logan, 1,000% different. But they took a basis.
so goddamn good though.
Yeah, I know, good, but a lot different.
So goddamn good though.
But yeah.
Anyway.
I don't want to get too caught up with it. The thing is, I don't even know what I was going with real quick. I have to go back up to the thing. You have so much things that everyone's trying to do their connected universe, and we were talking about a Quiet Place sequel. That and of course that it was supposed to be tied into the Cloverfield
I don't like
universe.
that. I
I don't like that either, and I'm glad that they made the choice to not have it tied into Cloverfield.
Yeah.
I like that this is standalone and that it is continuing in the story. So I told you already that there's going to be a sequel. They're already working on
transfunction.
If you don't get that, just Google it. Yes. So, Quiet Place will have a sequel, and it is in production already. I am very interested. I hope they can get John Krasinski back as director, to be honest. And writer. However, it doesn't necessarily have to follow the same characters.
No.
I actually know what I think.
In the same universe.
What I think would be very interesting is if they followed another family or another
That's what I think
group
too.
of people in the same universe, same timeline, roughly.
I'm pretty sure that's what they're gonna do. I mean, if you haven't seen this movie really kind of you get the story for this family. You get it. You're done with them after that.
But just pretty much just that.
Yeah,
You're like this family.
I mean, you
did
couldn't see. I mean, definitely a sequel, but something tied into what you know.
and
what
then
happens
I
to
can
them.
see further down the line something that may still connect to them. But I'm just saying that this immediate sequel, I would like to see more of the world.
Yeah, the rest
that
of the
they're
world.
in
Exactly.
with that. And so
Exactly.
I would really like it. But I think John Krasinski did a great job directing and writing.
Amazing.
Next is I Feel Pretty. We already talked about this. I'm very much against that as far as it looks like horseshit. Second week, and it made $8 million. Good for it. Rampage. That's a
But
thing.
it costs like 20.
I'd watch Rampage.
No, I mean.
I Feel Pretty. $32 million budget plus whatever they did on their marketing.
Jesus.
Yep.
Bomb.
And number 5. So this is another cool thing. You have 2 Marvel films in the top 5. Black Panther in its 11th week. Still number 5 with Infinity War at number 1.
Good. That's what I'm saying.
This is what I'm saying. This is a great question, though. So Black Panther number 5 with $4.7 million this weekend. How many of those are first timers? Like that's what I'm. I'm
gonna say it's about 50-50.
That's a great question. Like how many of those
I'm gonna say it's about
first-timers-
50-50. I want to say that
because you have Infinity War coming out, and then they're like, oh shit, I gotta
because
watch
we
Black
talked
Panther.
about this before.
Yeah.
We talked about this before. There's plenty of people with kids, and they gotta go see. There's you gotta think about those people. So they have to go see movies, kid movies that come out every fucking week, and then finally they're like trying to catch up. They're like, oh, well, Infinity War came out, but I haven't seen Black Panther yet, and so then they go to the movies with date night or whatever, and then they go see Infinity War next week.
Hopefully, because a lot of people are like they'll just they'll watch Black Panther for the 15th time. Some people are probably watching Black Panther in preparation.
I'm sure there's a lot of people.
For Infinity
I'm
War.
sure there's a lot of that too.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But Jesus, 11 weeks in and you're doing $5 million.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying
job.
I think it's 50-50. I think it's people watching it over again and then people watching it for the first time.
Jesus. Good for you. All right, moving on. Opening up this weekend, if you're going to go watch the movies, definitely check out Infinity War.
Infinity War!
Ow!
Sorry.
Ah!
Infinity War!
Ah! All right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I know I peaked there.
A lot. My earballs are bleeding.
Sorry.
Cool. You
Go
have...
see Infinity War. You stupid, dumb fuck.
Okay, well, we could live without that, I guess. You have
No, you can't.
Overboard coming in.
No, you can't.
No, you can't. You. Okay.
Hey.
Jason Lee's coming in, guys. Yeah.
Came in right when I was yelling.
Cool. Yeah. So this weekend you have Overboard. It's a remake, guys. We're remaking the thing with the goalie Han
Go see Infinity War.
and Chip. What the fuck? Who was the other guy? It was in Guardians 2.
Go see Infinity War.
Yeah, just check that out. Seriously, you have Anna Faris and this guy.
Go see Infinity War.
Just go see Infinity War. To be honest, just go see it. Anna Faris, Eugenio Derbez, John Hannah, Eva Longoria. It looks horrible. Tully actually looks good, but I feel like they haven't spent a lot on their marketing.
I don't know. What that
This is Charlize Theron in some sort of movie
I
where
love
she's
her.
playing a mom.
I love her.
And there's some sort of magical nanny similar to maybe Nanny McPhee or Mary Poppins. We'll find out. I actually do want to see that. And that's it.
Go see Infinity War.
Go see Infinity War. All right. So I already talked about... Oh, yeah. So we got an Ant-Man and the Wasp trailer.
Yes.
Just dropped today.
Yes.
Has zero to do with Infinity War.
Yes.
What the shit?
Yes.
So I told this to Ryan right before the show.
This is what I thought. Too.
Okay, no, let's do this. Go.
Okay, so what I watched. Obviously, I watched the trailer. Okay. So I was telling you about this coworker that I used to have arguments with because I was saying, and pretty much every single one of my predictions has been right, and that guy's been wrong.
Ryan's a genius.
So I said the Ant-Man movie, Ant-Man and the Wasp, is going to be right after Infinity War. I mean, fucking Civil War. There's no way. Because we didn't know whether or not Ant-Man was going to be in Infinity War.
Yeah.
So
because he wasn't in the marketing.
He wasn't in the trailer. He wasn't in the posters. He wasn't in anything.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, so Ant-Man and the Wasp, and in that first trailer, they let him loose. They let him go, or they let him loose, but they
Unleashed the ant.
they put him, on house arrest or whatever in that first trailer.
Oh, yeah.
And they talk about, and he goes, well, if Captain America asked for your help, what would you do? Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking, like, well, yeah, he's talking about
Civil War. Yeah.
And so my whole idea was that this was in that timeline, that they were going to come out with this movie at that time. It should have come out, specifically before Infinity War, in my opinion. But, I
actually agree because I was thinking the exact same thing. Because of the fact that it's confirmed now that it is before Infinity War. It's after Civil War, before Infinity War.
Before Infinity War, yes. But after Civil War. So,
yeah.
Why didn't this... Whatever. But you know what I mean.
It's because this is the summer box office. So that they wanted to drop Infinity War now.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and then they dropped it a week early.
Black Panther is still in its top 5.
Yeah.
11 weeks later.
Yeah. it's a brilliant idea on their part.
Yeah, monetarily it's fine, but I'm sure a lot of you will be scratching your heads. Not all of you, of course.
Yeah.
A lot of you.
Yeah. Totally.
Totes.
Looks great, though.
It does look great. So check out the trailer. Just dropped a lot of action.
And
so
like you said, we'll get
an explanation or an intro into Infinity War at the end. That was my theorization, not necessarily anything confirmed.
They have to at this point. They must have reshot something.
Possibly. Where Ant-Man may be called by someone or whatever, like something that will tie into Infinity War. The fact of the matter is, though, that the majority of this movie looks like it will take place prior to Infinity War. And so you have this going on right now, and I may need to move something real quick. Is that... You want to get through? Enjoy.
Oh, no.
It's broken now. And now it's broken. Cool.
All right, it's fine.
All right. Well, then there you go.
We got to move this along.
We're moving along. All right. I already talked about Quiet Place. Sequels at Paramount in development. Power Rangers. You guys like Power Rangers?
If you like Power and you like Rangers.
But you, Castro, you like Power Rangers?
See, I do.
Okay, he does. It has now been acquired by Hasbro, which is
really
very interesting.
That's big.
So yeah, very big. So Saban has been the owner and appropriator of Power Rangers, as far as toys and shows and shit like that. And now Hasbro has licensed the rights to them as far as toys and movie and TV development. So Hasbro has now been in the media as far as saying that they're going to be creating a brand new sort of universe, a la Marvel, very close, very similar. And the recent reboot of Power Rangers as far as the cinematic universe was not met with very much success, I guess I could say.
I liked it.
But it wasn't amazing, and it didn't make a lot of money. However,
it wasn't that good. I'm going to be honest. I only liked it
of course
for
the nostalgia reasons or a top reason. But I'm just saying, like, I could see them doing another one better. And
I thought for sure they were going to get a sequel going.
No, they didn't make enough money, and they sold off the rights. So there's 100% not going to be a direct sequel of the Power Rangers.
Well, it's funny. It's funny that Saban has owned the rights to Power Rangers for so long because they're a toy company.
Yeah. And
did you ever watch The Toys That Made Us?
No.
On Netflix.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so did you know that He-Man? They made the toy before they made the cartoon?
No, I didn't.
So that was something that was similar to Power Rangers, where they went into a development deal, with a U.S. company, or Saban, I think it's Japanese, but they they made some sort of fucking deal to where they were gonna play the, I know you and I know that they had the Japanese show and then they kind of redubbed it and made it Americanized.
So
and all that
essentially,
stuff.
what happened was they created the show in Japan and then they brought over the license to the U.S. as far as production. So they cast an American cast. However, most of the actual action
For the first
sequences
season.
for the first and a little bit after was the Japanese actors in their suits, because it's like, well, you don't see their faces.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like it takes place in Angel Grove, but then you see like fucking random Japanese fucking cities and shit like that.
But the point was
sets.
to sell toys. That was the point.
Exactly.
So,
which good for them, because I'm still buying fucking toys. I got a goddamn morpher.
You got the fucking flute thing.
I got the flute. I got the dragon dagger. Still working. Great, good job. Which is a smart thing. Again, thanks, Mom, who is apparently in the chat room now. She found her way in.
But that's
my mom was like, I can't see your shows. They're not live. I'm like, oh, I started doing them on my own page. Like, oh, because I don't have my mom as a friend. Because every time I do, she starts talking to my friends, and I'm like, you need to stop, please.
Like me and your mom chat every day.
Yeah, you can do that on your page. None of mine, thanks. So, hi, Mom. Thank you for the dragon dagger. All right, yeah. So, but it's crazy, and so now Hasbro, which has been announced that they're going to make their own cinematic universe, has acquired those rights. I'm very excited because I truly do want a Power Rangers movie universe.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
Be better.
Yeah.
Be better, please. Also,
I mean,
what's her face? Who played Kimberly? Is pretty goddamn hot. Like
still.
No, the new one.
Oh yeah.
She's like apparently half like, she's like half Armenian or something. But like she's super. She's
and the Latino lesbo.
Really hot.
That was
Latino lesbo.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm into those.
Yeah.
By the way, all of these well into the 20s.
Yeah.
We're in our 20s.
Yeah.
They're in the 20s.
Yeah.
I'm in. Thank you. Final story for me, and then we'll jump into Ryan's. This one's very interesting, but it's not very newsworthy. So, Fox is now making a choose-your-own-adventure film.
What?
Yes. You know those books back in the day, especially like Goosebumps and
The
stuff like
Moose
that?
Gums?
Yeah, Moose Gums, where you could actually go to like if this character chooses this, go to page 29. If he chooses this, go to page 68.
I would totally just skip to see like how far I could get in the book.
How do I get here?
Like how do I get further?
Yeah. This has now become a movie technology or a movie premise. Or it's tech in the text.
Oh, so you vote?
Yeah. So essentially, what it's going to be is crowds through interactive technology will now be able to choose.
That's kind of cool.
The direction of a movie.
That's kind of cool.
Kind of cool, yes. Annoying, yes.
Yeah.
How many times would you? I'm gonna sit in a crowd with
because when you
crowd, I'm like, oh, go left because obviously this and this and this, and I'm like, I'll go right because everyone tells like, no.
Or,
you idiot! You're dumb!
Or because this day and age we live in, we're just gonna get some shitty movies that like everything good happens to these people because we don't want conflict.
True. You know what? This actually might force movie makers to really think
do this.
No, think outside the box as far as the options available. And the outcomes that could happen for certain movies.
But that's what that's what...
I'm not saying every movie's going to be like this.
That's what groups are for.
Yeah.
Anyway, next.
That was a story that it's something that's coming up. Fox is now making a movie. You may see this soon. Choose your own adventure technology. Boom. Now we are going into a little segment that I like to call waiting for my action bar to come up so that I can press this button right here.
No. Oh, no. Behold the secrets of nature's deepest mystery.
She's literally like launching eggs out of her pussy. The poo-poo, eat the poo-poo guy. So they just like tie up these dudes that fart in their face. Now, maybe cut off his dick. This is gonna blow your fucking mind.
I had 2 tequila shots on an empty stomach. I had 2 tequila shots on an empty stomach.
You guys.
Fuck.
Ryan D is drunk. I'm Russian. Ryan D is drunk. Very drunk.
Oh my god.
Ryan D. Yeah, dude.
The tequila got me.
I made a fucking chicken quesadilla that was amazing the other day.
The tequila got me.
Yeah, it does. It gets it. All right, cool, bro. So,
All right,
what's up, bro?
What do you want to talk about first, dude? You bring them up. All right, let's do that one.
Yeah, because it's the thing.
Well, I don't have to read anything really because I've been following these stories.
Yeah.
So
what,
pretty
just
much.
preface this.
So Michelle Wolf is a stand-up comic who has done plenty of things. She's kind of a new up and comer. I mean, she's great. She's been on TV. She's been on Conan. She's been on this and that and whatnot. But now, so she got invited for the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Okay.
Which our fearless president did not show up to again for the second time.
Yeah. Our leader, yes.
And she did a great job, in my opinion. In my opinion, she I say that because there are so many other opinions on the internets, but I feel like she said what a lot of Americans are thinking, and had a great set, being able to tear into people who are in power, that this is the only opportunity for us to really do so.
Absolutely.
So she did a great job. Fox News has now. By the way, Fox News, experts on comedy, right?
Oh, very much. Yeah. I mean,
so, they're the ones that have been really fucking just pushing this shit. Our fearless leader has now tweeted about how it's sad about the Correspondents' Dinner and this and that, and the comedy has died and all this shit. It's, you know what?
Comedy is dead.
Suck it. She did amazing.
Yeah.
Her voice is not one for.
I'm gonna start it low for everyone.
She doesn't have a great voice. I'm gonna say that. She's not that great a comedian. I'm gonna say that too, in my opinion. But she did amazingly at this Correspondents' Dinner.
Play
it.
And I know, as much as some of you might want me to, it's 2018 and I'm a woman, so you cannot shut me up. Unless you have Michael Cohen wire me $130,000.
That was a joke.
Michael, you can find me on Venmo
About Michael Cohen's little sexcapades.
Jokes. I have no agenda. I'm not trying to get anything accomplished. So everyone that's here from Congress, you should feel right at home. There's also, of course, Ivanka. She was supposed to be an advocate for women, but it turns out she's about as helpful to women as an empty box of tampons. She's done nothing to satisfy women. So I guess, like father, like daughter.
Hey.
Oh, you don't think he's good in bed. Come on. She does clean up nice, though. Ivanka cleans up nice. She's the diaper genie of the administration. On the outside, she looks sleek, but the inside, it's still full of shit. Every time Sarah steps up to the podium, I get excited because I'm not really sure what we're going to get. You know, a press briefing, a bunch of lies, or divided into softball teams. It's shirts and skins, and this time don't be such a little bitch, Jim Acosta. I actually really like Sarah. I think she's very resourceful. Like she burns fat.
This is good. No.
And then she uses that ash to create a perfect smoky eye.
She burns facts and then uses that ash to create.
It's lies. It's probably lies.
Look at her face.
And I'm never really sure what to call Sarah Huckabee Sanders. You know, is it Sarah Sanders? Is it Sarah Huckabee Sanders? Is it Cousin Huckabee? Is it Auntie Huckabee Sanders? Like, what's Uncle Tom but for white women who disappoint other white women? Oh, I know, Ant Coulter. Trump's also an idea guy. He's got loads of ideas. You gotta love him for that. He wants to give teachers guns, and I support that, because then they can sell them for things they need, like supplies.
I like that one, actually. That was one of my favorite.
Those are the
ones.
highlights, but she murdered for like 12 minutes.
Yeah.
And, and it's been all over the news for like all these crazy fucking conservative Republicans and shit.
Yeah.
Look, nothing against, we don't get too political on this shit.
No, we don't.
And there's nothing against,
still make a plan.
look, I have nothing against Republicans, period. But these crazy conservative fucks who think that Donald Trump is something that's like a godsend. There's no comparison to him to any of our other Republican presidents in history.
Yeah.
He's the worst president
Ever.
Let's be real, dude. And so
but what it actually makes me think is you really don't need a president.
exactly, we've done. That's a whole other thing.
Like you don't.
Look, the whole idea.
Like you literally stick a baby in there, and it would be like, okay, we'll figure it out.
The whole idea that there's one person that's gonna lead our free world nation is ridiculous.
But I think that might be why he's there.
Absolutely.
He's like, oh, we don't need this person here. Okay.
Anyway, so she's under the gun for a lot of shit. For first,
Wolf or whatever.
yeah, Michelle Wolf.
Okay.
So people are, mostly these like conservative Republicans. I don't understand why this shit shows up on my feed so much. We've talked about the Facebook agenda lately.
Yeah.
And whatnot, and I don't know. I don't get why I keep getting Fox News showing up on my fucking feed telling me how much Michelle Wolf has ruined comedy. Oh, you fucking
Because it's
comedic geniuses.
Yeah. no. Somebody brought this up on Facebook. It's like, remember when Obama was in presidency and Fox News was just ripping them apart because he wore a khaki suit?
Right.
They're like, this is what they were talked about forever.
But it's so funny,
because that's what they're doing.
And like, somebody pointed it out.
Look at him. He's wearing a khaki suit.
Right. Or he drank a beer with somebody on a golf course or something like that.
Stupid.
Shut the fuck up.
Yes.
Anyway, so this Michelle Wolf, like I said, I think I commend her. I think she did great. I think it took, not to sound masculine, but she took balls to do what she did. And I think
they're metaphorical balls.
They're balls.
They're not.
They're female balls.
You can be born as a female.
And she's a feminist, and so she tore down so many different women, like in the cabinet, which was great. Yeah. And that's what you're supposed to do as a comedian, and especially if you get invited. What the fuck do you think if you're going to invite a liberal from L.A. to the fucking White House Correspondents' Dinner? What do you think you're gonna get?
Exactly.
Why are so many people complaining? It blows my goddamn mind.
Well, they're just like, this is the thing. Like, okay, so it's not. This is the thing. So many people think that it's a numbers game. You're like, oh, they're X amount of smart or they're X amount of intelligent, so they can lead the country or they can do stuff like that. No, it's not. I've met plenty of people in my life where it's like, I haven't completed this many years of college, maybe as you. But you're a fucking idiot when it comes to anything that has to do with real life.
Absolutely. Yeah.
However, can you tell me all the things that have to do with your subject?
Yeah.
Medicine, psychology?
Yeah.
Sure.
I could sit here with a doctor. I could tell you he's a fucking moron.
That's the thing. It people don't understand.
Not that all doctors are morons.
No.
I'm just saying.
No.
Yeah.
I'm saying that the thing is that people think that have thought and think that politicians, because they are in a position of power
that
are
they're
smarter. Yeah. And that's what we've grown up with. And this is the thing that I have had such an issue with because it took me so long to figure this out. The people that you have grown up thinking you're in power because you're smarter and better, possibly, are not.
Yeah.
It takes a long time.
You don't have to look at the camera when you do that.
It's for dramatic effect. It takes a long time, but you need to figure this out right the fuck now. The people that you have seen and grown up with think that you think are smarter or better or smarter or whatever are not.
the fact
necessarily.
the fact that a comedian has made bigger news
Yeah.
than any of our world affairs in these past
Right? Like there's
3
a fucking
months.
What is it? The unification, not unification, but the signing of a declaration that basically
North
ends
and-
the
Nor-
war of North
South
and South Korea.
That's amazing.
No one
It's huge.
no one gives a fuck. Nope.
This is huge now. This is huge news.
Huge.
Because somebody made fun of. Oh, my feelings are hurt. Fuck, dude. And by the way, why is everybody making fun of? Look, I don't even know where the fuck I stand on this fucking weird spectrum of politics. But the idea that all liberals are snowflake fucking offended all the time. How about fucking these crazy conservative Republicans? They seem to be super offended by everything a comic says about anything about what they're doing. Yeah. And then they talk about it for months and months and months on Fox News.
Exactly. And it's the thing. Like, if you can take something like, oh, that's funny, or oh, it's actually offensive, let me tell you why, and then move on.
Dude,
that's one
just
thing.
laugh
But just
about it.
laugh
Just laugh.
yeah.
Just laugh. It's funny. It's
Yeah.
funny because it's true.
It's fucking funny. Hashtag Orange is New Black. Yeah.
All right.
Last one.
Next one. Speaking of politics, this guy, dude. Oh my god. I don't know why the Kardashians took Kanye West off the leash, but he seems to be just running rabid lately, and he tweeted a bunch of shit about supporting Trump. Okay, fine. That's fine. That's okay. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Donald Trump and Kanye West seem to be rich friends, and that's okay. But then TMZ contacted him to clarify his tweets, right?
Yeah.
So he goes into the TMZ office and pretty much just makes things worse because he's losing African American followers all throughout this country because of his statements on Twitter and because of his support for Donald Trump and because of his support of the presidency.
Fair enough.
So they invite him on to a live platform that he can clarify his statements and, make things right with the African American community in America, and he fucks that up by doing this.
Necessarily understand what happened last week with the Make America Great Again hat. What are you trying to do with the message you're sending?
Well, it was really just my subconscious. It was a feeling I had. Like people were taught how to think. We're taught how to feel. We don't know how to think for ourselves. We don't know how to feel for ourselves. People say feel free, but they don't really want us to feel free. And I felt a freedom in, first of all, just doing something that everybody tells you not to do. I just love Trump. That's my boy. It's like so many rappers. You'll look at a video of Snoop Dogg loving Trump, but then he get in the office and now they don't love him. Like, Trump is one of rap's favorite people, right?
But we talk about this, that before he was elected president, people in hip-hop...
Okay, pause it for a second.
It was an in thing to put Donald Trump in your...
Okay, he's going to say some crazy shit right now. Okay. And I want you to look at this other black dude's face when he says it, okay?
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
A rhyme somewhere.
Yeah, and by the way, I am in hip-hop, but I'm not just in hip-hop. I'm a black person in the black community, but I'm not just that. I feel like one thing is people try to minimize me to artists, hip-hop, black community. Yeah, I'm always going to represent that, but I also represent the world. When you hear about slavery for 400 years, that sounds like a choice. Like, you was there for 400 years and it's all of y'all? It's like we're mentally in prison. I like the word prison because slavery goes too direct to the idea of blacks. It's like slavery, Holocaust.
When he's done with this statement,
slavery is blacks. So prison is something that unites us as one race, blacks and whites being one race. That we're one. We're the human race. Do you feel that I'm?
Pause it. Okay. So now he just said that slavery for 400 years in the United States was a choice. He said that to a black dude interviewing him. Like, fuck, man. Like, look.
Okay, well, this is it in Humpcast. I gotta go now. I gotta go.
All right.
I gotta go.
All right. Now wait.
Jesus, what the?
Here's the best thing about this clip. Somebody in the TMZ office, one of the guys who's like one of the reporters, he stands up and starts yelling at Kanye.
Good.
He's a black guy. So look, and
because
regardless
of like right now is probably one of the biggest things that I've had such an issue with. You understand that this man has been our president for the past almost 3 years, because there's I'm talking about the actual moment he was elected till now.
Mm-hmm.
It's been so fucking long, and everyone's like, we are against this, we don't like this.
Well,
he's still here,
and just look, if you support him, that's fine, but
it's one thing. But I'm talking about this. There's so much against this,
the aggression
again, and you could say, and this is just saying, there are plenty of people that are okay with that, going back to slavery and stuff like that.
My point.
This is my biggest pop culture
Okay,
reference.
go ahead.
Samuel Jackson in Django.
Mm-hmm.
Plenty of people that got preferential treatment. Like, I'm cool with this.
Mm-hmm.
I will be in the house.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be chill. They trust me. I'm still a slave.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that as people who are being treated okay or agreed with these specific things, but are, however, not necessarily great for the overall majority of people.
Look, the only types of people I've ever heard say anything like this, are not black people.
Fair enough. I've heard a few, but I don't understand why.
And point being, ever since this dude's become president, there's been just a huge outbreak of just horrible hate crimes and horrible protests. We call them protests, but they're mobs. Like, let's be real. Yeah. And it's horrible, and it's fucking horrible. And I think that this guy's so goddamn fucking disconnected from the real world, which is what we talked about last week.
Yeah, that
it's just it doesn't affect him anymore, and he's able to say shit like this. Now let it play.
Oh, sorry.
That's fine.
It's fine.
Feel that I'm feeling. Do you feel that I'm being free and I'm thinking free?
I actually don't think you're thinking anything. I think what you're doing right now is actually the absence of thought. And the reason why I feel like that is because Kanye, you're entitled to your opinion. You're entitled to believe whatever you want. But there is fact and real world, real life consequence behind everything that you just said. And while you are making music and being an artist and living the life that you've earned by being a genius, the rest of us in society have to deal with these threats to our lives. We have to deal with the marginalization that has come from the 400 years of slavery that you said for our people was a choice. Frankly, I'm disappointed, I'm appalled, and brother, I am unbelievably hurt by the fact that you have morphed into something, to me, that's not real.
Yeah, you
Bro, you gotta be responsible, man.
Bro, I'm sorry I hurt you.
You gotta be responsible.
I'm sorry I hurt you, bro.
Your voice is too big. You got.
So I guess they hugged it out.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
They hugged it out. But here's the thing. That's not registering to him. He is so far fucking
That's
lost.
the thing. That's the fucking thing, that these people are so gone. You get lost. Gone. They're in a different world.
They're in a different world.
And that's the thing that I am actually someone who encounters these people on a daily basis, and I don't understand what they're thinking, but then I hear their thoughts, and I'm like, you are in a different world than I'm in, or other people are in. I'm in a different world than people that are suffering a lot more than me. I'm in a different world than people that are rejoicing and just living the best time of their lives.
Exactly.
It's mind-blowing how different it is, because you don't understand what's going on around you.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm glad that guy spoke up and said. I mean, he's a I forget the guy's name, but he's a pretty well known
he's on
TMZ
TMZ
reporter. Yeah,
and it looked like he was just like literally recording something while he's like, is Kanye
like,
really
what the
saying
fuck?
this? He's taking off his like lav. He's taking
Yeah.
off like all this stuff. He's like, what the fuck? Seriously?
Yeah, and so this is a big deal. So like this is all over the news, and he's losing a lot of people because of this. So
Abso-fucking-lutely understandable and warranted for this.
Yeah.
He
I just watched the documentary.
This is something that I've said has gone hand in hand with a lot of things. Even boiling it down to something like as simple as comedy. You change into a different life, you don't understand the people that you started out with.
Yeah.
So Kanye now, you can see him. I will say this. He looks fatter. He looks more like just
dude, if
he's been on a life of luxury for a while.
If you ever watch any of these interviews with him, like especially these newer ones, look at his eyes.
Yeah, he's just like
he's
white.
He's not. No, his. That's not what I'm saying.
No,
that's not what I'm saying. But
he's
not there. He's not in.
He's
touch.
not in touch with it. Yeah, but this is like, what the fuck is going on right now?
Yeah, it's sad.
And the same.
I liked Kanye.
What is dangerous is the same mindset with different unapplicable sort of information coming into you. So if you have the same mindset that you're a rebel, you're a genius, you're whatever, but then information that's coming to you that doesn't apply to what you're trying to say, you're just gonna apply that to what you're saying. It's dumb because you're literally just be like nah. Here's what's going on.
He's being really counterintuitive,
and I'm like, no, you don't understand anything anymore because you're a billionaire.
Yeah, it's
and everyone knows your face. And you're fine.
Look, and I know
come down to here where people are scared to walk down the street. There's movies being made right now, like literally of people who are just like, I'm walking down the street, getting the light shine from the cops because you're African American,
right?
Or whatever.
Understand? We get it.
And like even me, who I totally don't fit any sort of physical descriptor.
That's what I was about to say.
But I've been in this system where I understand what can happen,
right?
And I'm fucking scared every time I see a cop car.
Right.
I don't feel safe at all.
Right. But my point is, well, what I was going to say is just, obviously we don't speak for the black man in America.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
but
we can't generalize that way. I'm just saying.
I mean, it's just
there's a lot of things that go into this, and the fact of the matter is like there's so much beyond underneath. I have to put it this way: that it's underneath this level of celebrity that once you reach there, you cannot talk about it unless you genuinely dive in. Yeah. You can dive in. Yeah. People can dive in. I'm not saying you can't. I'm saying that if you're there and you live there, you cannot say that you speak for us down here.
Right. I mean, unless you
very
do.
simply.
I mean, there's certain celebrities that build fucking boys and girls clubs, and they
come
they
down,
help out.
come in here, understand it, speak it.
They do after school programs and shit like that. You know,
if everyone knows your face and everyone,
what has
sees
Kanye done for a black man in America? Nothing. Black people in America, period. I mean, really. I mean, besides just piss them off over these past couple of years, he hasn't done shit. He hasn't donated his money or his time to anything in this country.
Yeah. I'm very weird. This is weird that I got so emotionally attached to this right now.
It's fucked. Well, because we grew up in an integrated society,
and this is actually a testimony to the fact that it doesn't matter the color of your skin. It's
that's
literally the
that's
society.
I'm saying we grew up in an integrated society. You're half Mexican. You're half Mexican and Chinese.
Asian.
Yeah, I'm fucking I'm half Mexican and white.
And
we have
an
African American friend that we work with on a regular basis. That's on this podcast every fucking almost every week.
Yeah,
and it's it's just you see all these horrible things that happen to people, and you realize that it's real when you become older.
No, it's weird. I just literally this is what happened. I got pulled over for a headlight that my light bulb burned out. I got pulled over. Dude was very nice.
Right.
He's like, here's this ticket. I have to give it to you because my partner's right here. Just take it to any police station and tell them that it's fixed.
Yeah,
you're fine. I go to police station. He's like, he literally treats me like a criminal. He's like,
because
what happened?
yeah.
He's like, what happened? Okay, turn on your car. Show me everything.
Right.
He's like, turn on this light. Turn your blinkers. Turn that. Turn this. And he doesn't like even look at me in the eye when I'm looking at him.
Right.
And he's like, there you go. And he just walks away.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I'm literally just showing you my light. I'm showing you my headlight.
Yeah.
But while I was there, my heart's like fucking beating like out of my chest. And like, God damn it. Like, what if in the time period that I fix my headlight, my tail light goes out? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then he's like, well, gotta write you a brand new one. And looks like I don't know.
And that's just, that's the world we live in. That's the world we live in. That's the world we live in that Kanye West does not understand.
Like, what happens if I go back in there and like,
look, I got discriminated against.
I have PTSD. I swear to fucking God.
Right, calm down.
I cannot even do this right now. Okay.
I got discriminated against for being white in East LA. How funny is that? I swear to God.
I'm saying it's yeah.
I got pulled over by a Puerto Rican cop, and then he was like, "You're not from here, are you?" And I was like,
Jesus.
"No." I'm like, and he give me your fucking ID or whatever.
Yeah.
I give it to him, and he goes, "Demarest." What kind of name is?
What the fuck is that?
He goes, "What kind of name is that?" And I go, "I don't know. It's like European, like French or something." He goes, "You speak French?" I said, "No, sir. I live in Southern California."
I was like, born here, like my parents. Dude, I literally have to do that. Okay, on a weekly basis at least, someone's like, "Where are you from?"
Yeah.
And then I'm like, "I was born here. My parents were born here." Like, and I take it that way because I'm generally asked by rich white folk.
But
yeah,
but
they're
that's
like,
the most.
what
and
is
that's
going
the
on?
most.
What is this?
Common.
What is in front of me right now? Like
Yeah,
that's what they're asking.
That's the weird thing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, that's the funny thing is like he goes. Well, I don't know how they do it over there in El Monte where you're from.
El Monte.
But he's like a Puerto Rican dude.
Jesus Christ.
And he's
like you saying fucking Spanish words
to me in English.
El Monte.
It's fucking weird, dude. It was a weird experience because he pulled me over for no reason. I had nothing. There was nothing wrong.
It's like it's like being from Mexico. Say, what's Mexico?
Yeah.
You know, like, what the fuck?
He was giving me shit and everything. He's like,
God.
and then what did he say? He goes, "Where do you live?" And I said, "I just moved over here." And he goes, "No, you didn't. It says here you live on Frankmont Street." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't anymore." I was like, "I just moved over here." And he's like, "How long ago was just?" And I was like, "Dude, like 2 months." He's like, "Not dude, sir." And I was like, "Okay, sir." Like, fucking dude, I swear to God, the whole time.
Dude, sir.
It's like,
Sir, dude.
Sir, dude. I've only been here about 2 months.
Yeah.
All right, well, I do got to go.
Yeah,
I
it's
got to piss.
8:18.
Yeah.
I know you do it. That was it. I want to thank you so much for listening and watching. This was actually thanks to tequila and Mexican beer. Very, very.
Ryan P. Demarest on Facebook, on Instagram, and Twitter, and go to teamryandy.com. Go to patreon.com/hitthemics if you want to support my other podcast.
Exactly. And thank you so much for watching. If you're watching, go check out Ryan D at Silver Dollar in El Monte. I know. In El Monte, California. All right, go ahead and check that out. I'm just going to say thank you. Thank you so much for listening already. If you're here at the very end, I truly appreciate you. We've been putting out this podcast for about 4 years now, every single week. And I want to say thank you. This is me just really just giving you my gratitude. I appreciate it a lot. And I will talk to you next week. Until then, have a wonderful Cinco de Mayo, because I know it's not today. It's like Saturday or something. Whatever. There you go. Good night.